Are you ready to conduct research involving human participants? Securing ethical clearance is essential. It's not just a formality, it safeguards your participants and your study. Let's break down the key steps for preparing ethical clearance. Understanding local institutional review board (IRB) requirements is crucial. Each institution has specific procedures, documentation, and timelines. Research these thoroughly. Know the forms you need and the submission windows. This will save you time and frustration. Next, prepare comprehensive documentation. This includes your research proposal, participant information sheets, and consent forms. Don't forget recruitment materials and data management plans. Ensure that each document uses consistent language and content. Now, distinguish between levels of review. Is your study exempt, expedited, or does it require a full board review? This classification depends on risk and participant population. Misclassification can delay your approval, so be accurate. Anticipate reviewers' concerns. Common questions relate to consent, data protection, and risk mitigation. Provide detailed procedures for reporting adverse events and securing data. Clarity is key in your responses. Always plan for amendments. The IRB may request modifications. Build time into your project schedule for iterative reviews and approvals. Ethical practice means robust procedures for informed consent. Write consent documents in plain language. Explain the study's purpose, procedures, potential benefits, and risks. For participants with limited literacy, consider alternative consent procedures. Confidentiality and data security are critical. Specify storage methods, access, identifier handling, and data retention. Always respect confidentiality commitments and legal constraints, like GDPR in the UK/EU. Minimizing harm is fundamental. Identify any risks participants may face and describe how you'll mitigate them. Establish referral procedures for participants in distress. Ensure that your research team is trained in safeguarding. Next, consider considerations for compensation and reimbursement. Clarify how participants will be compensated. Ensure it's fair and not coercive, reflecting their time and inconvenience. When conducting remote or digital research, address anonymity and digital security. Explain how you will obtain and verify consent online. This is vital for ethical compliance. Now, let's touch on vulnerable populations. Research involving children or marginalized groups requires special attention. Consent procedures might include assent processes and tailored communication strategies. Protect these participants from exploitation and ensure they receive appropriate support. In post-colonial and cross-cultural contexts, ethical guidelines become complex. Researchers must be aware of historical and political sensitivities. Reflect on your position and the implications of your research practices. Aim for genuine partnerships and benefit sharing. Participatory and decolonial methodologies are effective in these contexts. They empower local communities and promote co-produced knowledge. Involve local collaborators and cultural brokers to ensure your research is relevant and ethically reciprocal. Finally, practice reflexivity and accountability. Show how you will manage your biases and the research impact. Include mechanisms for community feedback and addressing grievances to enhance accountability. In summary, preparing for ethical clearance is vital. Understanding IRB requirements, preparing thorough documentation, and anticipating concerns will strengthen your research. Remember to address informed consent, confidentiality, and the needs of vulnerable populations. Ethical research not only protects participants, but also ensures the integrity of your study. Ready to begin this process? Start researching your specific IRB requirements today. Your commitment to ethical research is important for everyone involved. Thank you for watching.